Hello, welcome back to a new video. As you can see in the title, today I'll be talking about what you should look for when you're buying a 2006 to 2011 Honda Civic Si. This is more geared toward the sedan models. This can also apply for the Acura CSXs Type S. Some stuff may not apply, but they're based on the same chassis, so most of the stuff should. I've owned this chassis for almost 4 years. Oh yeah, almost 4 years. So I have plenty of knowledge on the HN Civic. These are just the common things that I've noticed over the years of owning this car, the most common issues that have risen, as well as hearing these common issues happen to my other friends that own this chassis. Hopefully with this guide, it can give you confidence on what to look for when buying a 2006 to 2011 Honda Civic Si. So here we go. All right, the first thing you should know that for this generation, or this the HN chassis, there was one refresh during the whole lifespan of the car. 2006 to 2008 was the pre-refresh, and 2009 to 2011 was the refresh model. As you can see, the front bumper is a lot different, and the rear has a subtle difference with the chrome garnish where the trunk is. This also happens for the Acura CSX. The front bumpers are totally different, as well as the taillights. The first model comes with circle taillights, and the refresh model comes with octagons. The next thing you should know when you buy one of these cars is that the clear coat on it sucks. Luckily, for the white cars, we don't have this clear coat issue. I'll post some pictures of a lot of the different colors of this HN chassis have this really bad clear coat issue, and it affects almost every single one of these Civics. And I think back in the day, Honda actually did a recall, but kept it really quiet on these to get the car repainted. But it's probably long gone now. These cars are almost 10 plus years old. When you're looking to buy one of these, make sure you don't see any clear coat starting to peel or start to sunburn or fade. Okay, now starting to actually go onto the car, there's going to be common rust issues on these cars. I'll just show you the most common spots so you can look out for them when you're purchasing one of these Civics. So one of the most common spots are actually on the door sill. As you can see right there, rust is starting to bubble up on the side. And that actually happened from underneath. So in order to fix this, you would have to take this whole panel off, sand that down, fill it up, and put this new panel in. And from what I remember, this is actually just a sticker, a really hard sticker to peel. You can also see it on the other side of the car. If it'll focus. There you go, you can see it right there. So these door sills, for some reason, so on the back door sills, this is actually a piece. Well, this one is. I'm not entirely sure what this trim is, but it's possible to replace it. So make sure you look out for these door sills when you're trying to buy one of these cars. Another common rust issue or common rust spot is actually back here. So I have the Type R side skirt, it's actually covering it. If I were to take this off, it would just be this piece of metal going straight down and causing an L. And this actually puddles up water back here. I can't really show it to you, but if you look at when you go by, make sure you look specifically in this area because water loves to puddle up here. And especially if it's winter driven, rocks and salt hit up this area. Now moving under the hood, a common issue with these cars I've heard and seen is the startup. I'll put a clip of it right here. When you start up the car, you hear the chain slapping, and you hear this chain slapping. So the issue, or to resolve this issue, is actually the VTC actuator goes bad and starts, I'm guessing, loosening the chain. I may be wrong. And starts slapping in the engine, and over time it can actually cause pretty bad damage. People usually, when they change that, they actually change out the tension and timing chain. So when you actually go buy these cars, make sure you start the car while it's cold and listen to that sound. All right, while we're under the car, the engine bay is pretty small and really annoying to work on. The block goes all the way, let me get a flashlight. Look at that. If you want to take your spark plugs out, you can't even fit a proper wrench you would have to take this whole cowl out to service this car at all. So another thing to know is that engine bay is really cramped and really annoying to work in. Another thing to note is that the oil filter location is in a really dumb spot. Let's say you're up here, you're doing your oil change, you got another car, you drain it, and you're trying to scramble to look for the oil filter. Usually it would be behind the engine somewhere or on the side. Well, it is. All the way in the back left, you would have to take off your wheel most of the time and reach for the oil filter. That's all the way back there. And it's different compared to other cars, but once you get used to it and you change your oil enough times on this car, it's not too bad. So just another thing to know. All right, last thing in the engine bay, technically I guess, the CMCs in this car like to go out. I'm pretty sure this is because of the plastics that are, or the internals in it that make it pretty fragile. And if you want to change one of those, good luck, because there's actually somewhere down there. That's the brake master. And I'm pretty sure the clutch master, oh, I see it. All the way, oh, you can't see it on camera, but it's all the way back there. So I hope you have a friend with skinny fingers, because it's a real, I heard some horror stories about how much of a pain it is to change. Okay, the next thing you should know about these Honda Civics are the automatic doors. These are commonly known as the shin killers, and this is because of the weak door hinges. Yeah, it's these things right here. You just get a 9th gen Civic one and replace it, and then you would stop one of these. Here we go. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Some people like them because they close the door automatically, but when you're trying to clean inside the car and this keeps smacking you, it gets pretty annoying. Okay, coming inside the cabin, some things you should look for. Usually the 06 and 08 Civics, their steering wheel material is actually not like real leather, or like, I don't know what it is, but they're very prone to like very bad wear. I don't know if I can show it properly, but the people who have these cars will understand. Like, they like to fray out and stuff, and come on, there we go. That's not what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look something like this. Yeah, it's supposed to look something like that. This one is just like, it got sanded down over time. So that's one thing you should look for in the 06, 08 models, and in the 2009 and 11, this material is different. The steering wheel feels a lot better. All right, next is the seat material. So in the 06, 08 models, the seat material is actually kind of different compared to the 09 and 11. You can actually feel the difference. Like, this material is, a lot more softer compared to the 09 and 11, where it's made a lot better, I would say. Okay, the next thing you should know is that the 06 and 08 have pretty bad synchros, and if people don't take care of them and just smash through gears, it gets pretty bad. Don't know why, but these Hondas are, for some reason, the transmission components are pretty bad. Yeah, it's usually gears 2 and 3 that have grinding issues, and then people go replace the CMC and then find out that their synchros are bad because they're bad at shifting. So make sure the buyer or the seller actually takes care of their car and knows how to drive, and make sure the car is cold when you actually go through gears a little bit. Obviously, don't thrash on the guy's car or the woman's car or whatever, but just make sure that you look at the transmission and make sure they don't grind like that. From what I know, the 09s and 11s actually have carbon synchros, and they're less prone to this issue. So just buyer's awareness. Okay, it might be a little dark, but another common issue are these clutch pedals. So I can't really get up there. Let's see. So these clutch pedals, I'll just put a picture. Bracket are known to actually crack. So if you hear a squeaky noise when you press your clutch. Okay, thank God, no squeaky noise, but it's a very, very loud squeaky noise you hear. That means your clutch pedal bracket is probably going out. That's just another thing to look for when buying these cars. Again, these cars are getting pretty old now, so the transmission and replacing a transmission is pretty annoying on these. So make sure when you're going to test drive these cars, do it thoroughly but respectfully for the owners. Check the second and third gear. Make sure the car is actually going into gear. Make sure you don't hear that loud squeak or a loud squeak noise at the bottom. That means your bracket's cracked. It needs to be re-welded. Ask about the clutch master cylinder, etc., etc. All right, I think that covers everything you should know when looking to buy an 8th gen Honda Civic Si 2006, from 2006 to 2011. If I'm missing anything, you can put it in the comments below. Other than that, just a quick recap. So things you should look out for. And that's it. So make sure you try to look through these things when you're trying to buy one of these cars. If this video helps, please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe and comment below. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And make sure you stay tuned for the next video. Peace.